Welcome to Eat Your Backyard. This is a live stream, an update, very important update on the channel. This video quality on this phone I know is not great, but I thought it would be worth doing an update. Anyway, look what we have here. We have absolutely crossed the Rubicon of permaculture. And I couldn't be more happy about it. I have chickens. Do you have chickens? Amazingly enough, in my journey to look for chickens, I found that they were for sale for 50 cents a piece over at Tractor Supply. Now, I did not get those chicks. In fact, I was actually going to get the chicks from a local farm, was my original plan, but then Jack and I just caught chicken fever. And you need to be careful about catching chicken fever, I would say. You know, if you go to a place like Funky Chicken Farms or even like a Tractor Supply or any of these places that have baby chicks, it's a tractor beam for your love, for sure. Your love of gardening, your love of animals, your love of a lot of things, of agriculture, agricultural practices. You know, I grew up on a farm, on a small farm, and it definitely had a huge impact on me. And doing stuff like this just feels so natural and right. And this is also about creating systems that serve you. That's the theme of 2021. For me, it was the theme of 2020 for me, and it continues. Create systems which serve you. Not external systems of opinions and ideologies and anything else that might be out there, like, you know, something like maybe the news would project into your mind. But there are much more fun things to do than that. Permaculture is one of them. Oh, listen to these little peepers. That's the sound of happy chickens, by the way. Happy chicks. Just in the... Well, we got them Thursday, and it is Tuesday, so... We haven't had them a whole week, half a week. And they are definitely very interesting in their behaviors. You can tell for sure when they're agitated because they'll get louder. It's a much different complaining kind of sound. This sound is just the sound of content, happy little birds that have all their factors dialed in. You can see they love to poop all over the top of this brooder warmer, which I got, which I love. This is the mama hen, simulated mama hen. It's got a warmth underneath there of probably something like 95 degrees, an exact perfect temperature for them. Chicks at this size cannot produce their own. They cannot produce their own body heat, so you need to provide them all that. Look at this sweet little guy. Hey, you. Now, I handle these chicks every single day, many times a day, because I want to make this whole flock very tame, very relaxed. Look at that. Isn't that cool? And you can do that by handling them often and of course treating them well. I'm going to start to feed them treats, and here's a pop quiz. What is one of a chick's favorite treats to eat? It was surprising to me. The most nutritious thing for them to eat too, as many chicken farmers will tell you, is eggs. Cooked eggs. You chop them up in little pieces and they love the eggs, and it's actually got all the nutrients in it that they need to do well. Now, I bought two kinds of chicks. Again, I researched and researched and researched, and I was going to get some interesting mixed breed types from this local farm that I love. That was the plan, and I started to read about those types, and they were good varieties. Sorry, there's a bug. Those chickens would love to eat that bug. I've already seen them chasing bugs and eating bugs. Little flies and such, little fruit fly that gets in there, they'll snatch it up. Yeah, so I was going to get some mixed breed, some unique kind of breeds. And then I decided when I started to look into it that, well, some of the breeds that are commonly available are really good choices, and especially because they're super hardy and super good disposition, temperament, also great egg layers. And I ended up going with, drum roll please, okay, 2 types of chicken. And I don't want to get this video's status affected, so I'll just post the 2 on here, but one we'll call Golden Lynx. I don't want to use the full, but this is a golden hybrid variety. And that is the famous Barred Rock, which is a Plymouth, also called the Plymouth Rock variety. These are both, the Golden Lynx are related to, are bred from a Rhode Island Red and a Rhode Island White chicken that produces this hybrid, these golden little beauties, and they're super, super docile, friendly creatures. They can be a little chatty. That's why I'm wondering, hoping they don't get loud, because I've got neighbors. I don't want to irritate them at all. But so far, they've been fine. You know, we plan to keep them super happy, which solves a lot of problems now. These are the Barred Rocks, the black ones, and the golden are, of course, the golden ones. But when I got them, I didn't realize a lot of things. First of all, when you're buying chicks, you want to look to make sure they don't have what's called pasty butt, which is where you see that poo is gathered up on their, what's called their vent. Look at you, look at you. See, that surprised him. You got to hear that sound of the surprised chick. Sorry, I get easily distracted as I watch these guys roaming around. But what I didn't realize was that you can tell whether it's a hen or not on these Barred Rocks typically by if they have a dot on their head. They're actually able to be identified typically this way, and this one has 2 dots on its head. Don't know exactly what that means, but it might mean that I have a rooster. Are you a rooster? If you are, I've got to find a good home for you, because I cannot have a rooster. Too loud. I've been handling these chicks, all of them, every day, just, you know, picking them up, petting them very gently, and trying to get them acclimated. And I gotta say, so far, they're pretty tame. They don't really run from my hand at all. I also don't go chasing after them with my hand much. If I can get them, I just... Very, very mellow. Very content chick. These are super reliable egg layers, as are the Barred Rocks. Each one of these hens, once they start laying, will produce about 250 eggs a year. Now, all the things you need to do as you prepare, look how tame they are. They come right up to the top. This is only after a few days of working with them. Just patiently working with them. And I'll tell you, when I come out here and we talk to them, they all, if they're asleep, sometimes they'll all be asleep, they wake up and they immediately run out and scatter around and then come up and try to get up to you. So I'm pretty stoked with the behavior of these birds so far. My girls, my flock. Yeah, so I may have a rooster available for a good home if you live out in the wide open world. A grown-up rooster. If you're going to get hens for your backyard, you really want to get the kind that are going to be most easily existing there. And both of these varieties are probably pretty good. The barred rocks are typically not that loud, according to what I can find, but good personality, docile. You hear reports too of, not being the case, but I think, the key here is to get them as chicks and raise them in this way. That way they become really comfortable with you and really used to being handled their whole life and identify with you. And then you have a flock of birds that are just kind of already established what they call their pecking order and can be comfortable. It's really helpful if you have a rooster as well in the flock. Certainly it kind of keeps everything tended to, from what I hear, but I don't have that luxury here, so I'm just going to have to rely on giving them enough space and things they need to thrive and be as content as possible. But here are my little guys. We've named two of them. This rooster, we call him Sirius Black. And then we've got another one we call Sunshine, which is this one. And we haven't named the rest. So if you have names, post them in the comments. Love to hear. Holy moly. We have chickens. These chickens are in the boat, my boat, temporarily. And the reason is there's a nice window here that gives it plenty of light. So, and also, the temperature. I have this in here just to measure. It's a little under 80. It actually feels warmer than that, to be honest. But as these chicks get more feathers, they'll be able to cope with the temperatures much more readily. It seems like they're coping just fine. If they were not doing well, it would not sound like this, first of all. But also, they would be huddled under the warmer if they were cold, and they don't. What they do is they go under the warmer. They all kind of congregate in there. They sleep in there. They do whatever, and then they'll come out and feed, and then they go back in, and they just transit back and forth. And it seems like when I come out, they get real active. They're flying around, spreading their wings, stretching their legs, doing all the cute little chick behaviors. Okay, so I'm going to be doing a bunch of videos. If you have any requests about raising chickens, I've just been learning a ton. Let me know kind of videos you'd like to see. I'm definitely going to do one about this brooder that I created, very simply and easy. The chicken coop that I'm building, I'm making a long video about that, trying to videotape each part of it so you can see what I come up with, my Frankenstein chicken coop for these girls. And there you go. Golden lynx and barred rocks. Welcome to the homestead, chickadoos. Okay, thanks for watching. Go ahead and like this video if you like it. I appreciate that a lot. Subscribe if you're not already. Use the links in the description to support the channel. It doesn't cost you anything extra, and it helps. Thanks for watching. Eat your backyard.